One of the key features of Precision Edge is the ability to generate management zone maps from remote sensing data. Precision Edge does this using industry standard NDVI analysis and harnessing the power of Esri Arc Server. To build your zone map, start by selecting and viewing your field. In the lower right-hand corner of the view screen, select the second menu for zoning. Once you're in the zoning toolbox, you'll see that the bottom part of the display changes from the field operations to a list of all of the remote sensing data that's available in the Precision Edge library for your field. The right side menu has now changed to the zoning controls, including image source, your image previewer, the classification method, the NDVI or analysis method, and the number of zones. Under classification method, you have three options: natural breaks, equal interval, and equal area. While natural breaks is usually the most common choice for analyzing agricultural fields, both equal interval and equal area have their use in special situations. Under the NDVI or analysis menu, you have three options for red NDVI, green NDVI, and near-infrared analysis. While red NDVI is the most commonly used in agriculture, both green NDVI and near-infrared analysis are popular choices, especially when vegetation gets very thick and lush. The number of zones can be selected by the user from 1 to a maximum of 30. Precision Edge includes a spatial adjustment feature that allows you to nudge the location of your field in relationship to the imagery. This can often be very important, especially if there's a lot of grassy areas, fence rows, or tree lines along the edge of your field that may cause interference and give false readings in the final NDVI map. Once all of your selections have been made, press the Start Zone Map button and the server will generate your zone map and display it on the screen. The legend for the zone map is always arranged in descending order based on the average of the analysis method used. In addition to this average value, the acres for each zone and the minimum and maximum values of the analysis method are displayed, along with the number of polygons in each one of the zones. While your zone map is automatically saved to your field operations database, you do have the option to export it either as a PDF report or as a zone shapefile or as a soil attribute shapefile, which is a special internal record used for storing soil agronomic data. Closing the zone mapping menu returns us to the field information screen where we can see that the zone record has been added, showing the imagery type, the image date, and the analysis method used. Once a zone map has been created, often it will need some editing before it's ready to be used. To edit a zone map, select the map and click the Edit button to open the editing toolbox. The tool set in Precision Edge allows for editing individual zones or for editing the map as a whole. The histogram at the top of the toolbox shows the zones along with their acres. Oftentimes, for very small zones, it's easiest to merge the complete zone into the background zone rather than try to edit it individually. This can be done by selecting the background zone and then selecting the zones that you want to merge into it and press the Merge Zones button. Only adjacent zones can be merged. Precision Edge will not merge zones that are separated by another zone. Once the small zones have been cleaned up, you may want to merge some additional polygons into their background zone to clean them up as well. This can be done by selecting the background zone, then pressing the Merge Polygon button and drawing a line from the background zone through the zone to be merged, ending with a double click. Individual polygons can be merged one at a time, or by drawing a segmented line, you can merge multiple polygons simultaneously. Once your initial editing is finished, you may still find that you have a number of very small polygons that you would like to merge into the background. This can be done as a batch process by setting the minimum size of polygon that you want to erase and pressing the Dissolve button. This will automatically dissolve all of those small polygons into their respective background layer, leaving you with a cleaned up zone map ready to be moved on to the next process. And just as with editing field borders, the zone map editing includes a single undo and an undo all button to allow you to correct any mistakes that you may make. Once you're satisfied with your edited map, you can press the Save button to return to the field information screen, or you can cancel if you wish to start over. An important use for zone maps is to outline areas in the field for taking individual soil tests. Precision Edge allows you to make a copy of your zone map as an internal file that is used to store the soil's agronomic data. To do this, view the zone map, then select Export, and export as a soil attribute shapefile. Save the soils map with a unique name, such as the zone map that it was created from, so that it will be easier to return to later. Once your soil map is created, you are also given the option to save a copy to your local hard drive. This copy is useful by your soil sampler for use in their handheld or mobile device when they are taking the samples in the field. The saved soil test map can be viewed in Precision Edge by going to the Field Information tab, selecting the Soil Test tab at the top of the window, and clicking on the View button for the newly created soil test record. Initially, Precision Edge will have created a blank agronomic data table with a row for each one of the zones in your zone map. After your soil tests have been taken and the agronomic data has returned from the lab, you will need to import the data from the lab into Precision Edge. This can be done using the Upload Soil Attribute button, browsing to the location of the CSV file containing the soil agronomic data, and importing. Precision Edge will automatically find the respective samples for each one of the zones in your field and import them to the agronomic data table. This can then be saved as a permanent record in Precision Edge. Another important use for zone maps in Precision Edge is to create a predicted yield map for use in generating a variable rate application. Start the process by selecting the field and then clicking on the Yield menu tab in the bottom right-hand corner. This will open the Yield Prediction toolbox. Precision Edge uses a yield prediction algorithm developed at a leading university. This algorithm uses NDVI plus growing degree days for the crop during the year that the NDVI map was calculated. To build your yield map, first select your crop, then select the zone map from which you want to build the yield map. Input the appropriate planting date based on the year of the image that was used to build the zone map. And finally, input the intended yield goal for the crop to be grown. This is now all the information that Precision Edge needs to calculate a predicted yield for the intended crop. Once the yield map has been generated, we can review it to see if the yield zones fall within the management zones as we expected. Just as with other maps in Precision Edge, we have the ability to edit the yield map to make it more appropriate for our use. In addition to the merging of zones and polygons, we have another important tool called the Interactive Reclassification tool. This allows us to increase or decrease the number of yield classes in the field to a number that's more appropriate for our intended use. Compared with combine yield maps, this yield building capability within Precision Edge is equally as accurate and much more convenient to use than capturing and working with combine yield data. Once we have our yield map edited to our liking, we can then save it for use in building our variable rate application.